Welcome to For the Love of Rugby. I'm Shaunagh Brown and I'm joined by my pal Maud Muir. Hi Maud.
Hi Shaun.
Now you might have noticed we are down a player this week. Our women's team is normally 3. It is now 2. No Sadia Cabella.
No, unfortunately not. And I'm so far away from you this week.
I know, so far. Do we know what happened?
Oh, yes, she is currently stuck on the M25.
And we shan't wait.
Nope, the show must go on.
Said our performer.
Yes.
So it's just me and you, Maudie.
Yeah, all the fun chats, all the Maud insights.
2 tight heads.
2 tight heads.
We can do more scrum chat this week.
Yeah, exactly. Exciting.
I can't wait to get into it. We're back in our beloved Bracknell Rugby Club.
Mm-hmm.
This has become our little home
away from home.
Our home from home. I do look forward to coming here. And it's become our home because I'm following you girls around and you're in camp this week at Penny Hill Park.
Yep, exactly.
And this is a perfect location.
It is just 5 minutes down the road.
So thank you, Bracknell Rugby Club.
Thank you very much, Bracknell.
Let's get into the headlines.
Yes.
This is your
my
job.
favourite bit. My time to shine, some might say.
If you may, Maud, entertain us.
England clinched the Triple Crown after beating Scotland in Leicester. France make a second-half comeback against Italy in Parma. And Ireland secure a convincing win away against Wales.
Can I tell you my favourite bit of that?
What was your
favourite? Voice got louder.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I was screaming down the blooming microphone.
And louder. So those are the results, which set everything up rather nicely for the Grand Slam decider this weekend.
Yeah.
How, in general, you personally, how are you feeling?
Yeah, excited. I think it's been a wild season / tournament. I think we've been in for however many weeks. It has been wild.
Does it all roll into one?
It does all roll into one. It does. It actually does. But it's just exciting. We've obviously performed well. I don't think we've still had an 80-minute performance. So hoping on Saturday we actually do that and put in a whole 80-minute performance.
Ah, nice. So we'll get into more of that a bit later. Mm-hmm. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been good. I'm sorry. Every time I'm like, I actually can't even remember the week before. I actually can't. Let me have a think. What did we even do last week?
Bit of crochet, bit of golf.
Yeah, I didn't actually partake in any of those activities, but I witnessed other people doing that. I think crochet, the number of people crocheting at the minute has rapidly risen. Abby Dow has got a template of a crochet vest that all the girls are doing. Lucy is obsessed. I'm like, Lucy, can we turn the light off? Yeah, Lucy Packer, my roomie. I'm like, are you ready for bed? But she's just crocheting away. Honestly, it's mad.
So I spoke to Abby Dow a little bit about Crochet Club, and she said on your official schedule of Red Roses England, you now have access to be able to change some of the schedule. Is that right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I shouldn't have told you.
Yeah.
She is considering putting Crochet Club as an official Red Roses activity in the schedule.
Yeah, to be fair, that would be handy.
Would you attend?
I wouldn't attend. I'd edit my video whilst they crochet, I'd do my own hobbies whilst they crochet.
I've heard rumours of golf and the golf crew being Mo Hunt, Hannah Bottoman, Emily Scarrett, Lucy Packer.
I know Lucy did actually join the crew. I think Bots goes reasonably regularly, especially when out of camp. It's kind of finding the time to actually be able to do that sort of activity, especially because it's not putting your feet up activity. It's pretty not hardcore, but sorry, I don't know. I've not played
rugby
golf
for a living.
I've not played golf, but
I think they hit the ball and walk around.
Yeah, and they did get buggies as well, so they literally didn't even have to walk around. But it's more physical activity than crocheting, for example.
How do you get an invite to golf?
So normally, when people are doing stuff, it's definitely gotten a lot better. People put it in the group chat, people put, just heading to this brunch spot, etc., etc. Either that or word of mouth.
You say it like it's this massive town or city.
Yeah, camp is a different, you know it. It is a different, I don't even know the word.
Different beast.
It is a different beast. It's, you can't describe it to the normal person.
No, and it's not normal.
It is not normal.
And the biggest thing for me that I loved when going home, and now I'm like, I kind of miss it, is dinner time.
Yeah.
Because dinner is at a set time. The camp doesn't care if you're hungry at 4:30. camp doesn't care if you're hungry at 9:30. If it's not dinner time, you're not eating.
Yeah, there is a bit of a window. Like you can go from 6:30 to 7:30.
Oh, an hour.
I know.
And nobody goes later than 6:31, do they?
No, exactly. I am always there on time. Let me tell you.
Okay, Leicester,
yes.
Did you meet many Leicesterians? As you called them?
We actually didn't. So we went there. We arrived, I think, Thursday evening, and then literally had captain's run Friday morning. So then only had Friday afternoon free, really. So just went for a coffee and didn't really bump into anyone at all.
And you say captain's run now?
Sorry.
No. You say captain's run. I now hear Maud's Tours.
Yeah, it was Maud's Tours, but it was Maud's Tours with a twist, not an Oliver twist. Maud's Tours had to be a walking bus tour this week. So I rallied the troops. Imagine this.
Wait, why did it have to be walking?
Oh, sorry.
Bus broke down?
No bus breaking down, but no bus full stop.
Ooh.
Because our hotel was literally 2-minute walk from the stadium. So what I did was we went to Skaz's on Thursday afternoon, and I was like, oh, Skaz, do you have anything like that could replicate? That was the word. Like replicate a steering wheel and a
So sorry, when you say you went to Skaz's Emily Scarrett, you went to a farm? You went to a house?
No, her house.
Actual house?
Her house, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She did a barbecue for us. It was very lovely, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, I forgot. I did do that last week as well. Completely forgot.
Don't worry about that.
Skaz looked for something that looked like a steering wheel, and she found like a juggling set. And there was a juggling set of juggling balls, juggling like circle disc things, and juggling, you know, the things that are like
a baton?
Sticks, a baton, a baton. Yes. So we did have a bit of fun, like juggling those things, and I was actually all right at it. Lucy is carrying this wheel and gear stick, and is being the bus driver. I get Mo to get a stick with an England flag on the end and to wave it at the front of the bus. The bus is made up of like people in pairs just lining up, and I get a megaphone and I'm like, all aboard, and we walk over to Leicester Stadium. What's the official name? Matoli Woods,
Welford Road.
That one. And I was just shouting facts on the megaphone.
Fun facts or
fun facts? Fun facts. I don't even know what the fun facts were, because it was more about like the atmosphere of
bringing
the
people
fake
in.
Bus.
Okay, it's not fake though, it's a walking bus.
Yeah, it is a walking bus. But Kelsey Jones, Wezza as we call her, she said, can you turn the aircon down, drives? And it made everyone chuckle. And the best bit was we walked all the way to the stadium, all 2 minutes, and let me tell you, I filled the time. And Lucy and Mo, without hesitation, stayed at the front until everyone got off the bus. Like, it was like they were on a proper bus. The buy-in was impeccable.
The rumour is Abidal was late for the bus.
Oh, was she?
And she's normally a front of the bus kid. But she was sat at the back of the bus with the cool kids, and she felt very out of place.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Sorry. I must have been, embezzled in the atmosphere of the bus.
There's lots of action to unpack from round 4 this week. Mm-hmm. But round 5, Super Saturday. And for us, most importantly, England versus France.
Correct.
At Allianz Stadium, Twickenham, 26th of April. 16:45 kickoff.
Le Crunch.
Last year, it was an away game. Mm-hmm. 21-42 to England. And you went over for the first try.
Yes,
What do you remember from that game?
I was blowing, let me tell you. I think I played most of the game, which don't tend to do as a front row member, I must admit. But yeah, it was a really good game. I remember it not actually feeling like 21, like that's pretty convincing scoreline, but it did not feel like that. Like it felt a lot tighter. But one thing I did really remember, I can't remember where we were. Was it Bordeaux? I think it was. But it was the longest walk from the pitch to the changing room. Like it was a good 5-6 minutes, which is kind of crazy for a walk because you have no time at half time.
Was it a double header?
It wasn't. No. That is how long the home and away changing rooms are from the pitch.
Are the home changing rooms 30 seconds walk?
I'm pretty sure it's both of the teams, yeah. Because we were walking alongside the French for 5 minutes, basically. Okay, I think 5 minutes is probably OTT, but it was a long walk.
6 minutes, it sounds good.
It was a long walk.
Dramatic effect. Right, so this weekend then, is this the game everyone wants to start in?
Oh, tricky one. I think I
thought you was going to say, yeah, of course.
Obviously everyone wants to be on the pitch.
Yep.
But I think, especially the way we're playing at the minute, the bench have such an important role. We're really using the bench to come off with impact and inject a bit of pace onto the game. So yes, everyone probably does prefer and wants to start, but whatever role you are given in that Red Roses team, you get a day to reflect and be sad if you're not selected, etc., etc. But after that day, the goal is to win that game. Yeah. No matter if you're not playing your bench, you're starting. You do that role to the best of your ability, and you're just trying to get that win and hopefully bring home the Grand Slam.
Because it is a team win.
It is,
and whether you're playing or not, you'll get that medal.
Exactly.
So, and it's the point: you all win or you all lose it. And I think it's the bit around people who spend a lot of time in camp, but have not yet even got their first cap. Or they don't get that many caps, but yet they are still such an important part of the team that people don't see, because you can only train as hard as the people you can train against. So if you're training against a full 15, maybe even a full 23 week in, week out, that's just going to make you better and better and give you the best competition against yourselves.
100%. Take Georgia Brock, for example. She hasn't played this tournament. However, she's been in camp the whole way through. We had a bit of a prop, a few injuries, and she was training at Loosehead. In open play. Yeah, she wasn't in the scrum, but she stepped in, and it was so good how well she adapted, and she's very team first in the training and managed to play prop. Well, she didn't scrummage. I don't know how she'd do it. She'd probably give it a good go. She is a hard nut.
Yeah,
is our Georgia Brock, but it isn't just a 1 to 23 effort. It's a full team effort, full squad.
It's 45, 50 players in and out
then
of camp
staff as well. Everyone, even you, Shaun, even you're part of it, Shaun.
Stop it. What do I do more? Do I help?
You boost our confidence, hey?
So selection, how do you find out about selection? When I was around, it was a WhatsApp message. It was everyone would find out at the same time. You know exactly what time that PDF would come out on your phone. And people would make an effort to be in their bedrooms or be somewhere by themselves because nobody knew until that group WhatsApp message came out.
Yeah, and it would come out on a Wednesday, wouldn't it? It would come.
Yeah, it's quite late in the week.
It was later in the week. You'd have the Monday and the Tuesday to train, and then the teams would be selected.
Yeah.
However, at the minute, we get phone call or get told in person, and then we have a meeting the day after where it comes up on the screen, so people have time to reflect and ask Mitch questions if they're not selected, or even if they are, on what they want to see from what he wants to see from them. So I think every team does it differently as well. I'm pretty sure I think Wales, maybe they found out in a projector in a team meeting. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they still do, but in front of everyone. I remember them a few years ago getting that, which is that is hard because you can't really be too happy, you can't really be too sad. You actually can't be emotional at all. Or you can, but you don't want to look
you're winning because somebody else is
exactly.
Missing out.
So that is really hard, but also some coaches probably like to see that, to see how their players react, etc., etc. But I think every team does it kind of differently, and it's very interesting.
So if it's a game days on a Saturday, like I said previously, we used to get it on a Wednesday. What kind of day are you when are these phone calls come in? When is the selection coming out? When's that meeting?
So we get it before the training week has started, so that we can, get all the analysis and everyone has complete clarity going into the week.
So looking at a Monday sort of.
Or effectively Monday. a Monday.
Nice. You have your match day squad.
Yeah.
You have your playing 15 and then your 8 subs.
Yeah.
What does everybody else do?
So in the week, everyone that is not starting and is in the Super 8, as we like to call it.
That's
I know
cute.
it's quite nice.
Finishers,
yeah,
or
Super
impact
8
players.
Yeah, no, but it is they are the Super 8 that come on and change the game, or enhance the games, one might say.
Yeah.
But they, alongside the non-selected people, will be the other team. So for example, if we're playing Scotland, they'll be Scotland for that week, and they'll learn their lineouts, they'll learn how they do open play moves, etc., and they play as Scotland.
So that sounds like a really important role.
Yeah.
Because they are obviously England, but yet they have to put the time in as a team as well for forwards to learn specific lineouts, and then as a whole team learn how Scotland play and backs learn how to do their moves. Like that's a lot.
I think it's the hardest role, especially like not playing at all. So you have the emotions of not being able to play, having to like learn the opposition's plays, and that could be completely different to how England play. And then on top of that, being prepared with the England lineouts, the England moves, etc., in case they do get called upon. So it's such a tricky role. Like it's incredibly hard, and yeah, it's incredible how well people do at being able to complete their role to their best of their ability with all that going on.
Yeah, and that takes me back to the World Cup. And I remember at the start of the last World Cup, we had that one-on-one conversation with the head coach, and I was told I wasn't going to play. I was third choice, and unless someone got really badly hurt or a red card, I wasn't going to play. And so I had the best 7 weeks, because I thought, well, I'm just here for a good time. I'm on my holidays. I'm in New Zealand doing lots of fitness, and running lots of defence, which was cool, but also being the other team.
Yeah.
And I still felt that I had a role, and like you say, it's
definitely.
such an important role. And then like team selection would come out, and week after week I wasn't being picked. Had a captain's run on a Friday, whatever it was, and people got hurt.
Yeah, no, I remember that, because I was meant to be starting.
Oh, yes.
I was starting at tight head, was I?
Yes, you was at tight head, and you were starting at tight head. Vic Hornborough got hurt.
Yeah.
You moved over to loose head bench.
Yeah.
And then I went to
starting tight head.
Tight head. Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I think he just wanted it to be a seamless transition, like you go straight into the starting.
Yeah. And even that, it was. I said to him, I've been running around in defence for 5 weeks. I've not attacked in 5 weeks. I've not run an attacking line out in 5 weeks. And he's like, no, you'll be fine. Like, it's just obviously, it all. It's just the same stuff.
Yeah.
Just get on with it. But it was that feeling of actually still feeling like there's a place for me.
Yeah.
I'm needed.
You were ready for when it was called upon.
Yeah, and the girls were great around it as well. You didn't feel like, oh, Shaunagh's not in a team. Like, you go and sit in your corner.
No, definitely not.
But it was an interesting time, and like I said, I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a different dynamic, because I knew I wasn't being picked.
Did you like that you knew beforehand what your role was, or were you like, did you want to be able to like push yourself to be in the chance of selection sort of thing?
Yeah, I liked that conversation, because I then just had it in my head I wasn't going to play, and if I did get to play, it would be a bonus more than anything. So that
and then
helped
you played
me.
in the World Cup final.
And then I ended up playing in the World Cup final.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, this wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
But it's
but you were ready when it was called upon.
Because then actually I'll say, blowing my own trumpet, a testament to my character. But I was getting lots of compliments from players and staff actually as to how I then carried myself through the next few weeks.
Yeah, you were
and
good.
If you just watched training, you watched the environment, you wouldn't be able to tell that I was, not sad about not playing. Yeah. But for me, like that's partly just being a good person.
Exactly.
And it's a team.
Yeah.
And again, similar to Six Nations, on that day, on the 12th of November 2022, we was either all going to win or all going to lose. And it's real important to be the positive person still. And it might not be great, but I mean, I genuinely had a great time. But it shows the type of person you are.
No,
when
100%.
things aren't going your way and what you can do next.
And I think that like really helps your selection into a squad as well. Like the third choice of positions, I think a lot of that is based upon how you carry yourself when you're not selected, and it really emits onto the whole squad. So like you want to be surrounded by positive people that aren't playing. You don't want someone that's going to sulk if they're not selected. You want them to be excited and bringing the energy to fuel everyone else.
That was a God, that was a side shift.
That wasn't her side quest.
Got a bit deep there.
That did get deep.
Blimey, maybe we should do some more of that. Talking of shifts, will there be a shift in camp this week in terms of stepping things up, getting a bit more serious because it's France and because it's the Grand Slam decider?
I think it will stay much the same. Like, we have been preparing the same every week, and we'll do our analysis front load of the week. Front end of the week. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. We'll do our analysis, make sure we know France inside and out, and then put it on the field in training, and then focuses on us, and then we'll look at their threats, but main focus will be on us and putting that full 80-minute performance out.
Yeah, and as a percentage, how much would you say you focus on France, and how much of your analysis will be focused on you? Are you talking a 50-50?
Yeah, I think it's more... Oh, I actually have no idea. I feel like maybe it's more us. Like, it's more
I remember the number we used to use was 80-20.
Yeah.
So 80% us and 20% looking at them, like acknowledging their differences. Yeah. But actually it's more about what we can do on the game day. Yeah,
exactly. Like, our first day we're in camp, it is lots of analysis and lots of reviews of the game and what we're going to go into the week with. So, like, our game strategy. So I guess that is more on us and what we're going to do, but it's kind of interlinked, isn't it? What we'll do better and what will improve from the week before, but what we'll bring in from France. Wow, that was a lot.
Are there any specific threats in terms of their gameplay that you've already picked up on? Because I know you've not been in camp to analyse it as a team, but is there anything you've specifically noticed you think we'll probably address that directly in training this week?
The key themes from France's whole Six Nations is their dominance in their collisions, like their second row Medusa Fall, is that her name?
Foul, yeah.
Foul. She's incredible. Like, it's hard to stop her, and she hits hard, it looks like. But as well as their collisions, like, their set piece is insane. Like, to be fair, they've got a very good game. Like, offloading, that's going to have to be a threat that we nullify. Great word. Nullify.
You learned that this week.
But yeah, I think they have got multiple threats, but if we put them under pressure, we stop them at source, like in set piece, in the set piece moves that the backs do, like, hopefully we can be dominant, and they don't even get to be in the game if we start well and keep that throughout the whole game.
Yeah, and I think of the type of team England will need to go against France and put a good scoreline together. And I think back to hearing John Mitchell talk about, he doesn't want to have one set team, he wants to have a team suitable for that game. And I'm thinking you've got a pack of forwards who are not afraid to get in people's faces, be dominant, but also, like, just be brave.
Yeah.
Go and hit. You might miss a tackle, and missed tackles can be fine sometimes if you've done it in the right way. But also forwards who can handle the ball, because you want to be able to move it wide. You want to be able to mix it up, and then talking of going wide, you want a back line who can add that variety and, again, be brave to just get it out to the edges. And actually, you might not have 2 forwards phases, 3 forwards phases get to the edge first phase sometimes, and that bravery and the variety.
It's the variety, isn't it?
Yeah, kick, pass, run, but also being able to, and you've previously mentioned it, anybody slotting in anywhere, and the amount of times, say on a weekend, like, mate, Holly Aitchison might have been stuck in a ruck, Zoe Harrison might be stuck in a ruck,
people stepping up.
You'll get a Meg Jones step up, you get a Tatiana Hurd step up in at 10. I think it'll be the type of team where you're actually not sure what they're going to do.
No, I think whatever role you are playing in that fixture, like, got to do it with the best of your ability, and, like, the bench is going to be super important. Like, it is going to be an 80-minute game, we know that for a fact. Like, look at the game on the weekend, France-Italy. France only went away with it in the last 3 minutes of the game. So they are an 80-minute team, so we need to be on it for that whole 80 minutes.
Yeah, and I think it will take a team who, if England go down first, it's not a massive drama. If England are down at half time, not a massive drama. Like, you want people who have that experience to say, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like it's just rugby, and we girls, we're really, really good at rugby. Like just keep doing it. And again, it's an 80-minute game. It's not a 40, it's not a 50. And just back ourselves to put 80 minutes together. And
100%.
I feel in a way where, as you've said, you've not put the 80 together yet. You've had good first halves and good second halves, and I really feel like this week is going to be the week, because you have to. It's
the ultimatum, isn't it? It's the grand prize.
Yeah, can't be dropping balls, can't be missing touch, can't be making mistakes really, because France will punish you. So yeah, it'll be so much fun.
Juicy game.
And look forward to seeing those, what are they called, the Super 8.
Super 8, yeah.
Super 8 and the Bomb Squad.
The Bomb Squad,
I love that term now, when the Bomb Squad come on. And that's what all the commentators say. Go, oh, Bomb Squad stood up, they're about to come on. Just like how important that whole team is. And actually some people really like coming off the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
It will no doubt be a huge day at the Allianz on Saturday. Kick-off's at 16:45. If you haven't got your tickets, do get them. Come and join us. Bring your signs. Okay. Fan question for us this week. Specifically for you, Maud.
Ooh, well, I've got my pal here as well.
If you could be any fruit in a fruit bowl, what would it be?
Ooh, is this like personality wise, or what fruit I like the most?
Our listener wants to remain anonymous.
Oh, suspicious.
So I can't even ask.
Oh, I'm thinking. What am I thinking?
Have you ever answered this question before?
Never, but I do love fruit. I feel like mango is really screaming to me.
Okay.
Mango is really screaming. And I'm thinking it's got a really, this is going to be so cringy, hard skin on the outside, but soft on the inside, but got a pip in the middle. A hard pip.
What does that represent? Strong core.
Oh,
you're a prop.
I'm not sure if I've got a strong
core of steel.
Yeah, maybe very far deep inside me.
A fruit that represents me, maybe like a kiwi.
Ooh.
Because it's a little bit prickly on the outside.
Yeah.
And I've had feedback in my life before that when people don't know me, they think I'm a bit prickly.
What, because you come across quite blunt?
Yeah.
I come across quite blunt all the time.
And then they get to know me. I've literally had someone say to me, I thought you was just a bit of a moron before I knew you. But now I know you. You're a great person.
Yeah. Oh well,
okay.
Let the people judge. Do you eat your kiwis with the skin? Like, do you bite into it?
So my nan, R.I.P., she taught me to just eat it.
Yeah, I eat them.
I'd eat the skin.
Yeah.
And it's only then growing up around children who are horrible. They'd be like, why are you eating the skin?
Yeah.
And I used to get teased for eating the skin. So sometimes I cut it in half and use a spoon.
If it's cut in half already, I'll use a spoon.
Yeah.
But if it feels wrong to like eat the whole thing if it's halved already. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like half the job's been done.
Or sometimes I just go, I don't even eat with a spoon. I just go.
Italy, France then. Italy 21.
Yeah.
France 34.
Yeah.
This turned out to be the closest game of the weekend, which probably wasn't on the cards going into the round, but it was a real contest.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like Italy-France is always quite a close game. We were actually we were having our team meeting, so people were kind of in the zone, but we did have it on the background. So we kind of saw the score, but we actually had to leave like 5 minutes towards the end, so it was very, very close by the time we were leaving. And then we looked at the score, and it looks quite convincing towards the end.
Yeah.
Which is kind of mad how close the score was. 5 minutes to go, like it was 2 France tries in quick succession.
Well, even half time was 21-12 Italy.
Yeah, mad.
What do you say to a French team at half time?
Oh, I feel like Italy really came out guns blazing. Like, they've obviously got the confidence from the week before. They played really, really well against Scotland. Like, they played really well, and they must have carried that into the France team. Obviously, the yellow card for France didn't help. But yeah, I think the French obviously didn't execute as well as they would like to. Credit where credit is due. Italy came out guns blazing.
And do you think there's an improvement from Italy since the start of the championships, going into that game.
Yeah, like they look like to be a different team to when we played them. Like they're so much more confidence on the ball. They have multiple threats, and they just look a lot more dominant and a lot more confidence within themselves.
Yeah, and one thing that wouldn't have helped the French team at all was their penalty count.
Oh, what was the penalty count? Or is that
10 in the first half alone?
Wow.
No, yeah.
Oh, you want to keep it below 10 in the whole game.
Yeah, versus Italy's 2.
Ooh, yeah, that is some stat.
And it's then what do you do with advantage? And you tell me as a prop forward. And I guess
Tell me, Shaun.
It's difference between the two, right?
Yeah.
If you've got an advantage, I feel like it's in the rugby manual of world rugby everywhere that everybody knows how to play rugby. Everyone just goes for the crossfield kick to a winger. Mm-hmm. What would you do?
It depends how far out you are from the line. Okay. I do think if you've got an advantage and you're 2 meters from the line, why don't you just keep it in the forwards and you'll get inch closer. If you knock it on, you knock it on. But I feel like sometimes the arm comes out and people think, we've got to do a crossfield. Like you don't have to do that every time. There might be, I feel like sometimes there is literally space to just pass the ball and run through. But the crossfield does seem like it's a huge deal, isn't it? Yeah. To do that on a penalty advantage. Like it's not always on necessarily. Like I think we did one in our game, and I think Chloe Rowley probably realised that the arm was out, so predicted that she was going to like block that and defend it already.
Clock it.
So I feel like sometimes it's not always the option to do a crossfield, but obviously I'm not really in that position ever to make decisions.
I wonder if wingers, and this is all just a wonder between you and I.
Yeah.
I wonder if wingers see that arm come out for advantage and think, oh, yep, it's my time to shine.
I'm pretty sure they're shouting from the sideline any time to get the ball, honestly.
There's space out wide. Yeah.
There's always space.
Italy had 4 tries held up.
Oh, yeah.
There was, I would say there was technique in France, and I'm going to guess that they've practiced it. So, like, watching it back sort of slowly, there was picking and going, the French defence would almost
scoop.
Yeah,
we call it the scoop.
Drag the Italian attacker with them, so they're just bringing them with them, and rather than try and fight for that ground and again fighting for those centimetres on the ground, just come with me. Let's have a cuddle and come with me, hun.
It's definitely a technique that teams use, like when they're a metre, not even a metre away. It is very, very hard to get lower than a team and push them back. So sometimes it is a lot more beneficial to just scoop them up and hold them up. Yeah, it's definitely a technique to it.
And then there was a French comeback in the second half. And there's parts where I think Italy actually let themselves down. The lack of line-out variety, for example. It got to a stage where it was tedious with their mauling. And it was getting success. And like the first 4 or 5, maybe 6 line-outs, like they were getting ground. But then France will obviously twigged onto it and was just hitting them all completely. Yeah. But I think
it's what you do off it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can get that maul moving, and then once or whatever it is, use it to the backs and see what they can do. Yeah. It's having that variety.
The other thing, and tell me if you noticed it, but also tell me if you didn't. It seemed like a team of individuals, Italy at the weekend in particular. There was so many occasions where I'm watching a game and I knew like they weren't going to pass. They wasn't going to make that pass to each other. Did you notice much of that?
I wouldn't say like a team of individuals. I think they're trying to do the right things. They're trying to get their team over gain line, but they're just not doing it together. They kind of seemed like they'd go one way and then they'd switch back. Like they just didn't seem like their attack was fully like cohesive at times, especially in that second half. Like I felt like they would pick and go, and it would be a good, successful pick and go, but then they had no support, for example. Like it wasn't them trying to be individual. It was just they weren't on the same page and they didn't have that free-flowing attack.
Talking of free-flowing attack.
Oh, yes.
England-Scotland.
Yes, England-Scotland.
Here's a test. I'm just making up my own quiz.
Okay, yeah, nice.
What was the score?
Ooh, it was 42-0 at half-time.
Yeah.
And it was
just confirm
7 to Scotland.
England Red Rose.
And 50
played on the weekend.
9?
Yes!
7. 59-7.
59-7.
Sorry, it's sometimes not about this. A lot of the time, it isn't about the scoreboard. It's about how you feel and how you felt like the performance was. So you don't really I don't see the scoreboard all the time, you know? You're thinking how it felt.
And I knew that, and that's why I asked you. Because sometimes it's important to point out the small things. If someone says, what was the score? You go, I don't know. It doesn't make you not a rugby fan.
Exactly, yeah.
It just means you're concentrating on other things.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said, England 59, Scotland 7.
Yeah.
9 tries for England.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit tedious.
I don't think it's tedious.
Did you get bored of scoring?
No, definitely not. I think, it was, again, a lot of variety in the way we scored.
Yeah.
Like a lot of balls to the edges. I thought our wingers and our back three in general played very, very well. I think everyone did play really well and really stood up.
A tale of two halves again this week. A better first half performance than second half.
Yeah.
In previous games, particularly that Italy game, better first half. The Ireland game, better second half.
Yeah.
Is this going to be the week?
It's going to be the week. No, it is.
Where you put two halves together.
I'm sure we will. We have to have the confidence to be able to do that 80 minutes performance. I think it is sometimes not out of our control, but teams want to slow us down and we want to have that high tempo. And we just need to figure out ways of improving and getting that tempo back into the game.
Yeah, and for me as a onlooker, I obviously been an insider, now onlooker, the biggest reflection of that is if people are watching when the ball goes into touch for a line out, the speed in which England will dart over, hooker straight over there, getting the ball from the dock, being nice and clean.
Yeah.
And then all of the England line out sprinting over because you want to go quickly.
Yeah.
How did things feel in that first half, and particularly noting that all tries in the first half are forwards tries?
Ooh, were they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I also love that you don't realise that as well. There's so much when you're playing that you don't take into account. But.
Yeah, I think everything was, our set piece was really functional. Our scrum was dominant again. I think it was just collision upon collision. We kept winning the gain line, multiple options, so it was harder for them to defend. Mm-hmm. It was just dominance on all aspects of the game.
Yeah, and it's being confrontational. And if we compare Ireland versus England the week before to Scotland, Scotland were almost letting you come at them and wasn't being that dominant, like you say, just go and get them, just run at people, just be confrontational, have a bit of attitude. The second half, how did Scotland turn it around? What did you girls identify that Scotland did well to almost try and slow you down? Yeah, again,
Evie Gallagher throughout the whole game was so good at turning the ball over. She was a key threat that we needed to nullify.
No, we can omit this time. We can omit.
Yeah, but she probably got on the ball too often. I don't know how many turnovers she got, but it was 3 or 4 for sure. But yeah, she was very good at slowing our ball down.
Claudia Macdonald, player of the match.
Correct.
How good is it to see her back scoring again after 2 neck injuries?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So proud of her. She has gone through the pits, worked so unbelievably hard. She is a workhorse. So proud of her. She played incredible. The way she levitates in the air is insane. The air time, I could never, let me tell you. But yeah, she played really well. I think both defensively and attackingly. There was one hit she did where she drove, I think, Chloe Rowley back 10 meters. It was insane. She was just really, really good.
Sage Insight time. Mm-hmm. Do you think we need a jingle for Sage Insight?
Ooh. Sage Insights.
Nice. Nailed it. The England-Scotland game saw one player get the record for the most meters in a single game so far this tournament.
Ooh.
Who was it?
Abby Dow?
Ding, 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 ding,
oh,
ding.
Yay! Not gonna lie, I'm actually all right at answering these. Yeah. I'm not too bad.
It's almost like you know what you're doing. Bonus points. Yeah. How many meters did she make?
Ooh, I feel... Is this carry meters or post-contact?
It's carried meters. Meters carried.
I feel 140.
A lot more.
Oh, sorry. 234.
Close. It was 216.
Wow, that is a lot.
That is a lot. And it's so much. To put it into perspective,
yeah,
Scotland's top carrier only got 45 metres.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Abbeydale got nearly 5 times.
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy.
Sage Insights. Jingle.
Sage Insights. I think that was different each time.
The crowds on Saturday, unreal scenes.
Yeah, very loud.
Very loud. I feel like the crowds are changing as well. Their personalities are changing.
Yeah, it was savage actually on Saturday. Yeah. Like it was crazy.
I remember people would just stick things in your face.
Yeah.
And look at you.
Yeah.
I would look at
hello.
them back.
And I want to have a conversation with them. Like I want to have interaction with the crowds. I want to be able to get to know them on a personal level. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, hi, hello, look over here, give me some eye contact. I even was like, at one point, some of these little boys were like, so I can't even remember what they said, but they didn't say please. And I was like, what's the magic word? I was proper like primary school teacher on them.
And did they say please?
They did.
What happens if they then didn't say please? Would you have the heart to move on, or would you sign anyway?
Not. I'd probably sign it anyway. Yeah.
Did you see the video, Meg Jones?
Oh, I know.
And my little mate Dottie.
Yeah, I know. She was so
Dottie
cute.
from Gillingham.
Yeah.
She had a T-shirt with Meg Jones on, picture, numbers.
So cute.
And I'm so glad Meg saw it, because she then gave her shirt.
It was so sweet. Those things, I think we don't realise how much they mean to those fans. Like, it is incredible, and they'll remember that for their whole lives. Like, to have Meg Jones's shirt, I'm sure she'll remember forever.
She was in tears.
I know, such happy tears. When I was speaking to her, I wasn't even her favourite. You know, Meg was clearly her favourite. Like, everything was Meg.
I coached her for a couple of years.
Okay,
it
was clearly Meg.
It's Meg.
But she was even like happy tears when she was speaking to me. Like, it's so cute how overwhelmed she was.
So I'm really glad Dottie found Meg and Meg found Dottie.
Yeah.
Have you got a strategy when you go around? Do you aim for a certain corner? Do you look for your parents first?
Yeah.
Because I saw you found Peter.
Peter? My dad's called David. Sorry, that is... He is going to be fuming. You're like his favourite person. That is so funny. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. You were the confidence with Peter as well.
Don't tell David.
Don't tell David. Yeah, because remember, he actually really likes you.
Yeah. No, I saw you giving David a hug.
Yeah. No, my tactic is definitely try and find my parents first, or try and find the people that like I know have come to see me or to see the game, that are either friends or family, because they're obviously the most important people to me and kind of what drives me to play. And then I'll try and see as many people in the crowd as I can. But definitely seeing my family and seeing other people's parents are the high priority, and then it's seeing the little fans.
So if we've got a top tip for a fan, what they should do is find the friends and family section of seating and hang out there. Yeah.
However, if I'm mid-conversation with my family...
Don't interrupt!
Yes. When they... Maud, I have to say, I say, I'm just going to finish this conversation with my dad and then I'll come. But like, I'm probably quite blunt, but I want that special time with my family first, and then I will definitely make as much time as I can for those fans.
I've had that before, and I go, so can I just speak to my actual husband? He's just there. Just need a few seconds of him. Say hello, and then I'm all yours.
Exactly. In fact, I'd probably speak to people more if they're not shouting my name in my face. So definitely be kind, remember your please and thank yous, and we will come and try and see as many as you can.
And one more, the beckon over. When they beckon you over, come here.
And the thing is, if I'm running away, like I need to go back in, like we've been out for an hour and someone screams Maud, I find it so hard not to turn my head. It's a bit like the bogeys game. It's the bogeys game again.
One special family I found, one of our young listeners.
Yes.
She had double threat. She had Sadia's scrum cap on And a sign...
Sadia's scrum cap. She had actual Sadia's scrum cap.
Maybe she did. She had Sadia's request for a scrum hat on, and Maud, your request for a sign.
Yeah.
She was cute. She was properly in for it.
So good.
Did you find her?
I didn't see her, unfortunately. I know. I did see a lot of other signs as well that were... what was the phrase?
Please, sir.
Can I have some Maud?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't actually see that girl with the double threat.
Double threat. She was lovely. I got pictures of her in videos.
Yeah, I did see in the group chat.
We'll put that up. That's nice. And the reason for the scrum hat was our Sadia's request in week 2.
Yeah.
And she came in with so much vermouth and energy. Sadia's more like our chilled third player, isn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
She just goes with the flow, not really fussed about anything. Mm-hmm. But in week 2, she's like, I've got a request.
Yeah. Out of the blue.
Yeah, I thought, blimey. Yes.
So good.
She's requesting. So it's still open.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to, well, we actively encourage those to come to Allianz Stadium on Saturday with scrum hats and...
signs. Any sign.
Any sign?
That's related to my name.
Okay, Wales v Ireland, Easter Sunday at Rodney Parade in Newport. Have you ever played there? Because it does sound like a jolly old place.
Yeah, it does sound fun. I haven't actually. I've only ever played it in Cardiff against Wales.
Cardiff Arms Park.
Or Principality.
Oh, God, the big guns. The big guns. What were your overall thoughts of the game? Yeah,
it was an interesting watch. Like, there were a lot of handling or soft errors, I'd say again. Like, I think there was like 5, 6, 7 missed touch, which is quite abnormal. Like, you'd expect 1 or 2. I know it is a hard task. Like, the 10s or whoever's kicking is trying to get as much distance as they can so that their team are closer to the line. But that, you know, once you've missed 1 or 2, you try and you play it a bit safer, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know.
That's what we hear.
That's what we hear.
But you do hear people shouting, make sure.
Yeah.
And that's normally code for, we don't need 40 metres, hun. We'd quite take 30 if it's definitely going to go out.
Apparently that's really irritating. It would be like, you know, in a scrum, if the 9 was to say, make sure you don't collapse. Yeah, I'm not blooming trying to make it collapse, honey. Ugh. So,
but it is a difference between distance and making sure.
Yeah, but the weird thing was it was kind of on both teams. Like, both teams missed a fair few touches. Yeah. So that was wild. But also, I feel like Clakey and the kicks from Wales. Clakey George.
The fly half.
Yep. The kicks were actually, they weren't like the best kicks in the world, but they were like all right kicks. However, the chase wasn't good enough, which created like space for the Irish to get further down.
It's free ball, isn't it? Free ball with no opposition.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I think that's definitely what Wales will take into next week. They'll, you know, their kicking game was very good. Like, the first try was really, really good kick from Clakey and great defence and tenacity from...
And pressure, and that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Put the kick in, put the pressure on, you get a try out of it.
Exactly. And Clakey, I thought, had, other than the finding touch, had a very good kicking game, but it was that, you know, the classic phrase of your kick's only as good as your chase. So they need to be more connected to create that red wall so that Ireland couldn't get ground.
Yeah, and it always reminds me of when we used to say kick chase.
Yeah.
But actually, we turn the phrasing round at Red Roses, it's kick sprint.
Yeah.
And it's not just sort of hang out, I'll get there when I get there, let the backs play kick tennis. They've kicked, now we have to run.
Exactly, and I think the most important thing, everyone has to run in a connected line so there aren't like gaps for the whoever's carrying to find.
And would you say it's better to go as slow as the slowest person, so you remain that connected line? Where's the middle ground?
Yeah, it is a difficult one. Like, you don't really want to go as slow as the slowest person, but I think it's more about be as fast as the fastest person. Change that phrase round, and everyone try and be as fast as, you know, the Zoe Allcroft, who was chasing incredibly all the time.
Yeah, we didn't even mention her intercept try.
I know, that was incredible. That was incredible. Her face the whole way. We were on the bench. We were down warming up, so we literally got front row seats of her face the whole time. It was incredible. And she had another amazing game. My player of the match every day of the week.
Zoe Allcroft fan club is alive and well.
Always.
But Wales versus Ireland.
Sorry. Moving on. Back to Wales, Ireland.
Again, Ireland were ferocious.
Yeah, they were good.
In the contact area. They were they just go and hit, and they get up and they hit again. And
their defense
it's not just the front row. It's not just a tight five. It's everyone. Like everyone wants it. Everyone desires it.
Yeah, I think you can definitely see that that's their biggest improvement is their defense. We obviously didn't play our best game against them in the first half, but it was them putting us under pressure. Their defensive line speed was incredible. So it's definitely something they've worked on, and their physicality is really good.
Yeah, and they had a few standout players for me. Obviously, I'm part of the Aoife Wafer fan club as well. But then you have Dorothy Wall. I think had a great game.
No, she did,
making so many breaks. Linda Zhugang, again a great game. Which, as both of us know, to have a standout good game as a tight head can be really difficult. Yeah, because actually our good game is a good scrum. Yeah. But most people don't appreciate a good scrum. I feel like a right scrum head. But for people to appreciate how well you've done outside of scrummaging, that takes a lot out of you, doesn't it? And I mean, you should know, Maud, because you are a standout open play tight head that everybody wants on their team.
No, what was good from Linda was her feet, especially on her second try. She could have just taken the easy hard line and she probably would have scored it, but she actually steps outside the two defenders and gets round them, which was very good. I take my hat off to her.
Maud, I've got another sage insight for you.
Ooh, my favourite time.
It's not a game though, I'm sorry about that. Aoife Wafer, I'm her biggest fan, made more metres in that game than any of the Welsh forwards put together.
Wow.
175 metres.
That is mad.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that is crazy. That is a crazy fact.
That's the kind of number that makes you double check, triple check the stats.
Yeah. I guess
right?
Ireland did have a lot of possession and Welsh didn't really keep the ball. So that kind of makes sense. But yeah, that is a wild fact.
Yep. Aoife Wafer fan club continues. Maud, last week you had your pre-game feed and your date night with Meg Jones, the accidental 3-course meal.
Yeah,
which you did then get player of the match. So just saying, was there a 2.0?
There was, but we just got a coffee. We didn't get any sweet treats or anything. We did browse a bakery, which looked incredible. Actually, this is the bakery. For the audio listener, there's a picture of a tiny bakery. But we didn't get anything. We just had a coffee. And Meg always puts things into perspective for me. I just love spending quality time with Meg. She's great. She fills me with she makes me think more than I should. Not more than I should, but actually think about things.
An active thinker, yeah.
She's very deep and I love the quotes she comes out with.
What sort of things does she put in perspective for you?
Oh, I think just enjoying life, not taking things too seriously. And I think rugby isn't everything. And if you're having a rubbish day on pitch or you had a bad training week, it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. Life moves on pretty much. Oh, yeah, I know. Very good. Very good.
True. Meg Jones is a bit of me. She's
a great gal.
Yeah, I enjoy her company as well.
Yeah, for sure. And what did you get up to this week, Shaunagh?
I've had quite a bit of rugby this week. Okay. I normally don't involve myself in rugby until the weekend. On Wednesday, I was at the Boys for the Love of Rugby.
I did see that
show at Clapham Grand. It was sold out. It's 800 people there.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
And just so many people around. And the bit that got me is how passionate they all were. So I went out with Alicia, our producer, to the crowd and doing Vox Pop interviews and asking them why they're here, what they're looking forward to, who they want to win, because it was a Lions draft and then they was going to do a game and then there's votes at the end. And a lot of them, they're just I just want to listen to Dan Cole. I'm just here for Dan Cole.
Nice.
I just love everything Dan Cole says. But it was a great show. It was basically 2 hours of rugby chat. And you could say good rugby chat or shoddy rugby chat, depending on your way of life,
Nice.
But the audience loved it.
Okay.
And it'll actually come out on Thursday for everyone to listen to. And I know who won.
Ooh.
You don't.
I don't.
And our listeners don't.
But I will make sure I listen on Thursday.
There we go. Mordy. And then the other thing I got up to was your game.
Oh, of course.
And so my trinkets for the boards this week I've got my live show accreditation.
Lovely, very well kept as well, so well ironed.
Sorry, I don't iron my wristband.
Sorry, it's just really crinkly.
And I was my media accreditation from your game.
Also very crinkly.
Okay, next time I'll take it to the dry cleaners.
Well, actually, I have a point on this. Mitch, the other day, he basically had a really, really creased shirt, and we all kind of took the mickey out of him. Yeah. And then I had a bit of a crinkly shirt as well. And the next day, he came in and gave me a bottle of crinkle solution for my clothes, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's rich coming from you." But yeah, so you need a bit of that spray to iron out those wristbands. So obviously I brought the pastry little
Tiny
poster.
bakery.
Yes, and then a cup from the coffee shop that we went to.
What's it called?
Northern Cobbler. It was really aesthetically pleasing.
Sorry, were you in the north or in the Midlands?
In the Midlands, but it felt up north because it was blooming 5-hour journey basically because of the traffic. Anyway, moving on. And then that was from our hotel, Voco. But it was really cute. They gave us a little rose, they gave us a little card, and then they gave us this massive Easter chocolate solid rugby ball. And feel the weight on that. How heavy is that? I know. It's so heavy.
Sorry, is there a treat in there or something?
I think it's solid chocolate, to be honest. God. But yeah.
So, are you sure you didn't stay at Hotel Chocolat?
Not Hotel Chocolat.
What are you doing with this afterwards?
Well, Shaun, do you want it as a present from me?
Oh, stop it. I'd be like I'm one of the team.
You're one of the team.
Only the team has them, and now I'm going to have one.
Yeah, you can have it.
Okay, I'm just going to...
And it's got a cute little red bow as well.
I also noticed sat there where your egg was is your bunch of keys.
Yes.
Which, for most people, it's just keys, but for you, Maud, it's...
chaotic, I do know.
We haven't got time for all trinkets on there.
The main ones.
Just give us the main ones.
So I've got a piece of wood that says touch wood, which is really useful for when you say something and you need to touch wood, you know? Sorry, this is probably really not good for the audio listeners. Sorry, I'll try and be less rattly. It says powers, and it was for winning the forwards carries basically in WXV, one of the games. And then this is quite cute. It's a little Lego minifigure that is in the shape of a toad, which Claky George got me, which is very cute. The fly half.
Okay, Maud, do you remember we said we don't have time for all?
Lip balm, which is very useful. And last but not least, my favourite, my harmonica. I am working on it. It's not very easy on this tiny miniature harmonica, but I do love having it a part of my set of keys.
And now it's time for
Maud's Eye View.
Maud's Eye View.
Maud's Eye View. Maud's Eye View. You went really low on that first one.
What have you got for us this week?
Well, this week we went to the Emily Scarrett's house, and the Emily Scarrett.
Emily Scarrett.
Yeah.
There's only one Emily Scarrett.
There is only one Emily Scarrett. And she cooked us a barbecue, and we were just little children really, and played paddle / tennis / juggling
pickleball
/ everything in the house and in the garden, and it was very fun.
This week will be Super Saturday then. Alongside your game against France at the Allianz, we've got Scotland versus Ireland and Italy versus Wales. The state of play as it stands, either Italy, Scotland or Wales all risk getting the wooden spoon.
Ooh.
Yeah. And England and France battle it out for the Grand Slam title.
Le crunch.
Allez le bleu.
Allez le blanc. We're here every Wednesday during the Women's Six Nations. Yes, Ben and Dan are still here. Their episodes drop on Mondays and Thursdays. If you're a listener, hit the follow button, please.
If you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe. If you've got a question for next week, search Love of Rugby on Instagram and hit the link in the bio.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I didn't breathe.